This dresser was actually given to me by a friend, and I knew I could do something with it. I picked up these nightstands at the Goodwill for just $20. And they actually had matching bases, so I figured I'd pair them together. And the whole set ended up selling for $700. So this is what the dresser looked like before. It was missing some hardware. I'm going to actually be changing out the hardware anyways and give it a more updated look. And the awesome thing about this piece is that it is solid wood, so that just makes it even more of a sweeter deal. And this is what the nightstands look like before. Now I'm just mixing up some Bondo to fill in a few spots. This stuff works really well to repair damaged areas. I'm just using a popsicle stick to apply it and then trying to get it as close to the shape that I need. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I'll be sanding it down afterwards. Now I'm just taking these wooden dowels and I'm placing it into the old hardware holes. This works a lot better than just using wood filler alone. Now I'm just removing the old hardware. After filling the holes with the dowels, now I'm just using plastic wood to level everything out. I'm using the same filler to fix this chipped corner just to bring that edge back. And just expect that sometimes it may take more than one time to do this part. I've taken 220 grit sandpaper and I am just going to go over the whole entire piece with it. This piece was pretty beat up. It had a lot of dents in it and scratches, so I had to use quite a bit of the filler, but just keep in mind that before you start that process to make sure that you clean it with a degreaser. This is that corner from earlier that I had fixed with Bondo. I'm doing the same thing here using 220 to sand out this little area. And like I had mentioned earlier, sometimes you have to go back and you have to refill, which is what I'll do, as you can see in that little tiny corner. But overall, I think this looks pretty great. So I'm sanding the tops completely down and trying to get rid of some of those scratches that were there. I've decided to kind of go with the French country look because it is, kind of in rough condition. You can see a lot of the scratches and the dents and some of the nail holes on top. But I really like the base of it, and I really think it goes really well with that kind of style. So all of these little imperfections actually just gives it some character. And now I'm just hitting the corners by hand with the 220 where I couldn't reach with my sander. Here I'm applying Bullseye 123 primer. Primer done. Now I'm using Sherwin Williams cabinet and furniture paint in the color Morning Fog. And this is the second coat that I'm applying. Now for the tops, I'm doing a paint wash, but first I'm spraying them down with a little bit of water so that when I apply it, it goes on more even. I just mixed up a neutral color and watered it down, and I'm just applying it to the top, and it gives it more of that neutral washed look. Now I'm going over the tops with mini wax polyacrylic to seal everything in. And this one costs just a little bit more, but it's worth it because it dries within 1 hour. I'm going in with Mohawk slideys for the drawer sides so that they glide more smoothly. I'm just taking an old paintbrush to apply it. So this dresser had a lot of drawings, so I just took a steel wool and some acetone, and I just was able to scrub off all of the writing on it. I'm going in with some Howard feeding wax to condition the wood. I'm just using a large round brush to apply it, and it really brings the wood back to life, and it smells great too. Now onto the nightstands. I wasn't able to actually capture me applying the prime and sanding and everything, but this is the final reveal of that process. I'm doing the same process here using polyacrylic wax. So this is the final reveal. I got the dresser for free from a friend, and the nightstands came from the Goodwill for $20. I had about $30 in paint, $20 in knobs, and around $25 in miscellaneous materials. So all in all, I had roughly $95 into this project, and the set ended up selling for $700, which made the profit right around $600. These ended up going to a buyer who actually purchased them to go into her Airbnb beach house. If you like flips like this, please like and subscribe, and I've got more projects on the way.